But it was every single one, too.
Everyone. Back. I'm like, dude, your voice.
You're Tom and Derby. We know it's back.
We know it's back. It's the goal of the fucking event. It's to go back. We don't need to hear it every time. Every time.
Or when you do football. Whoop, 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 whoop. You know, it's just like, oh, my. He's doing Three Stooges on the fucking camera.
And his shitty fucking suits as well. Like the most ill-fitting suits that he can manage. I'm like, this thing could fit around a refrigerator. Why are you wearing it? It's just huge. It's like the biggest suit.
Welcome to the Chip and Cern Show, the podcast about everything and nothing at the same time. They were possibly separated at birth, only to be rejoined to create the sweet sounds that will caress your deepest cochlea. The show is real, random, rant-filled, and ruthless. Please be warned that this show may hurt your feelings, offend your grandma, and even kick your dead dog in the balls. So get ready, and let's get this shit started.
This shit has started. I'm Chip.
Fuck the Niners. I'm sorry.
And this, I forgot now. And this is the Chip and Cern Show. And, here we go. Cerny's off. He's fired up. He's fired up already this week.
Fuck the Niners. No, I already went into this week knowing the Rams are going to lose.
Yeah. I will say to Joe and Dana's credit now, in the group chat with us four, I didn't see any shots come across the bow to you, but I don't know, was there a side grilling session?
No, there wasn't a
happened?
side.
Okay.
There wasn't a side. I think they knew better because realistically the Rams, like I said, they have Aaron Donald, Matt Stafford, and like the Glendale junior high, it's like a bunch of fucking nobodies. It's like, who the fuck else? I mean, they have a young star right now coming out, but it's basically they have a bunch of rookies. Okay. And the Rams kind of played it down. It was pretty fucking close for a while there. Actually, they had the lead. In the second half, there was two picks and kind of did the Rams in.
Well, you and I were talking, and we talked about this last week as well, but, being in, especially me in the Bay Area, Sunday, you just walk around, there's just red everywhere, and I'm starting to feel like an enraged bull on Sundays, and just all the red. There's like barely any. Well, I guess it would make sense. The Raiders are now in Vegas, where the A's are going to be soon enough.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's all the red there. And then my daughter had a soccer game, which I think started at 1:00, and I believe the Rams game started at 12:30 or something like that.
No, it was 1:00.
Okay, 1. So there was a code of silence, no updates to be dispersed around there, and I was like,
so this is something that I actually
trying to go spoiler free.
You know what? I don't have. It's something I only like to watch it live. I don't like to like tape it and then go back and watch it without like spoilers. It's like it's already done. It's just kind of like for me, it's just give me the score and then I'll look at the highlights. But I'm not gonna let me save it and go watch it at home or kind of.
It's not like it's not the same as a TV show with the sporting event. Like if it happened, it's out in the universe, and I don't. If I'm gonna hear about it, so be it. It's just gonna happen to me. It's not like, don't spoil the end of like.
And I have the thing that update on my phone and all the other shit. So it's just
too much. It's too
much.
Yeah,
I agree with you. I was out on Sunday morning. All that red, it just makes me,
It was boiling your blood.
It boils my blood. There was a guy I saw. He had a fucking San Francisco Niners tattoo on his neck. Like just a big ass. It was
the logo.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was
That's
like,
aggressive. Now, I've been to Seattle multiple times, and I have seen Seahawks fans. I don't think I've ever seen a Seahawks fan with a fucking Seahawk tattooed on their neck. What's
he
with
had
the
the
Niners
big
fans
logo
in it?
on his neck.
Okay.
And he had the logo. Actually, it just said Niners or something across his tricep. And he had like Cali on his fucking forearm. I was like, "Oh, you're one of those bros." So
okay. He's really into it.
You're the
do you think
bro.
Did he have the NorCal stars on the above the elbows?
No, he had. I don't even know. He had the fucking state, like right on his forearm, across his forearm.
Wow, he's really into being.
He's really into
California.
NorCal, California and NorCal in particular.
What if it's just half the state? Like he just severed. Where would you draw the line to
Yeah,
sever?
I was about to ask you, John at Bakersfield, or do you go a little further?
Bakersfield, maybe Lodi or something there. Yeah, you don't want to get too much of. Definitely not as low as Fresno. It's got to be above Fresno to draw that line.
Is that the cut?
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty funny. But yeah, we have the soccer.
He had a Bulls hat on. He had a Chicago's Bulls hat. It's like
he just left. This guy loves red. He's just all about any red team. But he had a Red Wings jersey on or something. He's just like,
yeah, but all the California tattoos, and you got Chicago Bulls hat. And you gonna go Kings? At least go with like an off. You can do like a red Kings hat. They make those, don't they?
The old school, like the vintage Kings with the royal and the red, like that cool. Yeah. So soccer happened. My daughter's getting very pumped. She in practice has scored a few goals in their scrimmage. And I think she got the taste. She got the taste of like
everyone cheering,
and that. So she's going for it. But and at this age, they're learning like literally within an hour practice, they're 20% improved or 20% better by the end of practice. Just on how quickly they learn. So we've been, we love Sandlot and the kids love Sandlot. So my wife was like, let's watch that. Remember the movie, The Big Green? With the soccer movie, it's basically like the Little Giants.
It sounds like there's water running. I was like,
that would not be good. It was a Big Green. It was like a soccer movie. Like, the misfit coach is coaching these kids, and I think and it has that chubby kid with the red hair. I think he was in Sandlot. I think so. Yeah, and he was the goalie.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
And their goat, they had a goat as their mascot, and he was painted. They painted him green and shit.
Yeah, that's back when remember it was always about like the misfit underdogs. Like,
yes, and Squints
the little
was in
giants
there
and
as
shit.
well.
That's all in that area.
So whatever that '90s sports underdog era is,
Mighty Ducks,
the same fucking movie, same exact plot line and script.
Little Giants. I'm trying to remember all of the.
Little Giants, Sandlot, The Big Green, and Mighty Ducks, I think, were the quadfecta of these movies, but nothing.
It's got to be a basketball equivalent. Air Bud.
Oh, they're
just kidding.
it probably was Air Bud. Nothing spelled doom for your team when the team that you were playing had fucking warm up jerseys on and pants. If you
snap the snaps, rip them off.
If you rolled up to the game and you're like, oh fuck, you would look at the team and they have warm up jerseys and jogger pants, and their coach has slick back hair and a clipboard. You're fucked. They're gonna destroy you.
May come up in may show up to the game in like a limousine or some sort of fancy.
Yeah, he's like driving a Miata up to the thing, and he's got his like blonde.
The A-team cell phone, because that's what they had back then.
Yeah, he had it. He had his hair slicked back. He had his whistle. They were the Black Knights or something, so they all had black like matching Adidas track suits and shit.
Oh yeah, it's always Adidas.
Always Adidas with these guys. But it's so and then one of the soccer coaches is just I think she came from she's the teacher at the school, and she came from England. So she's over there teaching, and she's teaching these kids about it, and he's obviously making very like sexist, misogynist remarks at them. And I'm watching this, I'm like,
so it's like over the top too.
Oh, it's way over the top. He's like, oh yeah. Well, they let you out of the kitchen to coach it, huh?
To drive here? No way. I don't believe that. That's kind of crazy shit. Like, what the fuck? No one punched us full in the face back then. I guess if you could make comments like that, it's just free game. But it's a Wild West. There's no battery. You can just punch the fuck, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if you could just totally, and in front of other people and parents. And
no one says a word. Everyone's just
everyone's like, well, she's
like
gonna wear it.
It's like the hands like turn back and forth. It's like, oh, what are you gonna say? It's like, what's your rebuttal? People are like, boo, get the fuck out of here.
Like, I don't know. You can't really say anything as a warm up outfit on.
You know what? I think if I was Adidas, I'd be like, hey. Because you know what? As I think about it, I always have a thing against Adidas. I'm always like, I don't really want to wear Adidas. I'm always like, why?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, but maybe that's it.
It's
maybe my whole life
is ingrained.
So Adidas needs to make a class action lawsuit against Hollywood.
Yeah, against these movies. But
you're making our brand like you're a fucking villain if you support our shit.
Yeah, and Sopranos as well. Like they have a lot of villain arcs with wearing Adidas stuff. all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cruella DeVille's fur coats and Adidas.
Oh man, speaking of Cruella DeVille, so my brother's young son had his 1-year birthday party that we went to, and so we went over there, and the kids obviously know what a birthday party is, but we had to level set with them that, hey, this is a 1-year-old's party, so it would be mostly adults. There probably won't be any other kids, so it won't be very much fun.
Yeah, entertain yourself.
Yeah. So we go there. My brother's house sort of backs up to an open, like an open space, and there's like a creek back there. It's pretty cool.
Is he in Modesto area?
Martinez.
Okay, that's
so in the Bay Area. Actually, he's very close to where the old golf tournament used to be. Like,
yeah, Lone Tree.
Yeah, Lone. They're never bringing that back, are they? No chance.
Not that I heard. No
chance. I wish they would. That was just a day to look forward to every year.
It was. I was just
to hang with
off
it.
And
it was so great. But anyway,
raffles and Joe getting mad.
Joe just having to carry the load of 2 fucking slaps.
And us fucking with Joe and he getting mad every year. Like, we're the same team, you idiots.
But we just had a good time, and we wouldn't do too bad because inevitably you and I would run into at least 1 or 2 decent ones, and we would kind of make do, but Joe was doing 85% of the work, and Dana was doing 10, and me and you were splitting the last 5.
Yeah, we weren't splitting the last
probably
5.
4-1. You're carrying 4%, and I'll just top it up.
Oh, no, I think it's we're good for 2.5.
2.5. Actually, we're good 2-2, and there's just 1% that's just not happening.
Yeah.
At least. So it butts up to a creek, and my kids are like looking over there, and they're like, "Oh, there's cats over here." I'm like, "What?" So they look over, and there's like a rock pile, and sure enough, there's like a couple kittens, and they're like, "There's 4 kittens over here," and I was like, "Oh, Michael, like my brother." I'm like, "You what these cats right here?" He's like, "What cats?" I'm like, "What?" And we showed him. He's like, "Oh, this is the first we've known about it."
This is the same Michael.
Yeah.
Glad to see something change.
Huh? And it's very eerie. Have you ever met his wife?
No.
She's great. She is like a clone of my wife in terms of a lot of different aspects, including how she looks. Like her hair is also curly. And it got to the point that I was behind her at some point and just sort of like looking at her head, and I was gonna like, put my arm around her or do some embrace, and then it was like, hold on, like something's a little off here, and I'm like, oh, it's like an inch shorter or an inch tall, like something was throwing me off, and I was like, whoa, like I had to get out of there. I was like, if I touch you inappropriately, it's really. It's just instinctual at this point, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're not sharing. It's just a mistaken identity.
Right, I'm not trying to do some sort of weird brother swing situation. Swap. Yeah, brother wife swap. But anyway, these cats, and so immediately my wife is like, "Oh well, these are strays. I guess we have to do something about it." This is like minute 5 of the party. And she's already starting this talk track about, oh, these cats, and there's 3 of them, and there's 4, and my kids are looking at them. Oh, they're gray. They're so cute. And I'm just like, I'm just watching this unfold in front of me, and I'm like, I'm going to kind of come home with like 4 cats.
You're going to get cerned. I'm going
to get cerned here. And I was like, fuck, I don't know what to do. It's not my job to be, they were clearly stray cats. Luckily, the mom came out. The mom cat came out. So that put my wife...
Don't touch those kitties in.
Yeah. So my wife, and she was like looking at us like on alert, right? So my wife's like, okay, I feel better now that they aren't abandoned or something. I'm like, well, we would have abandoned them because we ain't fucking bringing 4 cats home. My brother's like, you want me to get an Amazon box out of the recycling so you can carry the cats
bro.
home?
The fuck? Yeah,
I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Some things never change.
I'm like, I'm not.
Read the room, Mini Chip. Read the room.
Read the room. I'm like, what are we gonna do with 4 cats on the car ride? We're all gonna be bloodied with scratching trying to hold these freaking cats in. No, so it didn't happen, luckily, but it was. You
were sweating?
Yeah, it was gathering steam. It was gathering a lot of momentum on the way there. So,
Ooh. Oh man!
Do you have any new animals this week? Or are you
no?
You dodged that?
It does bring me a little joy that the cat. So the cat and the puppy are like best buds.
Oh, that's great.
But it brings me a little joy that when Robin sits on the couch, all the animals like sit on her, including the cat. So she's just like this, like Ace Ventura, you know? It's like, oh,
right, yeah.
And all the animals, and they follow her around. The cat's like, the cats and dog, they're all sharing her lap.
Is
when
the cat
some food,
sequestered still?
Was that?
Is it still sequestered from everything else, or it has more free reign?
It's free reign now. Since they're all.
It's all fair game.
Yeah, it's all good now. So they just run around. I have to chase a cat more than anything for scratching, climb up the fucking screen doors. I'm just like, fuck.
Now, your son has all these rodents and reptiles and all sorts of critters in his room. Is the cat interested in these, or what's the story?
No, the cat likes to go in his room because he has a new bed now.
Oh.
And it's like a shelf. Like, it's like one of those. My wife got it for free from somebody. I don't know. You know how she works there.
Yeah.
All I know exactly. Is I'm told
go pick this up.
Are you free? Like right now?
You need to let her have access to your calendar.
My favorite thing is when I sit down and I'm like,
yep.
I look at the TV and out of the corner of my eye I can see her like staring at me. Then I know it's like I'm going to be asked something that's probably not going to.
You're like, can I help you with anything?
Like what? Yes. Are you free? I don't. Did you plan on something?
Yeah.
So
he has a new bed and the cat's enjoying that.
Tomorrow, let's pick up. It was like a Pottery World bed, teen bed thing. So somebody did, their kid outgrew it or whatever. So we went and picked it up, and it has like a little bookshelf, down on the basically as part of the frame.
Oh, like it's sort of like an elevated loft bed with the desk thing.
No. It's like it's basically like a mattress, but instead of like a padded frame.
Okay.
It's just hollowed out, and you can put books and shit in there.
Oh, okay.
The cat likes to hide. It likes to sit in there because I feel like I walk by Jeffrey's room, and then like I hear the claws in my feet. I'm like, oh, fucker,
It comes and gets. That's what I don't like about cats is like, why are they always on the offensive with the claws?
Oh,
not necessary.
I don't know. It's the biting too, but you know what?
Yeah, I don't like that. But
I just have a squirt bottle and just.
Oh, there you go. And your son still has that snake.
Yep, snake's there.
Well, we on Disney Plus, and I text you this. Our kids have been into this show called Jack Randall. He's a bit of a character. He is, his idol, Steve Irwin. Rip. He's basically Gen Z Steve Irwin, and he goes around just walking in swamps, jumping on snakes, saying how this
I think I know who he is. Okay.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, this is a very poisonous tarantula, and if it bites me, I'll be vomiting for 8 hours. I won't die, but I'll be vomiting for 8 hours." He goes, "I want to play with it." And then it starts crawling, and then he gets it to crawl on his arm, and he's like, "Yeah, be very still." I'm like, "Why would you put it on your fucking arm if you're going to be booting for 8 hours straight?"
Yeah, I don't know.
So anyway, my son now has, for some reason, has in his head that, "Dad, when I'm 16, can I be Jack Randall?" I'm like, "Sure. If you want to do that," even though I think aspirationally in his head he wants to handle snakes and stuff, but I think in actuality it's
when it comes down to
it's a bridge
execution
too far.
A little short.
Yeah,
you're staring down the barrel. It's
yes. And then now when we go out, they're like looking for snakes, and they're like, "Oh, I know what venomous snakes look like." And I'm like, "Well, let's just play it all really safe. Let's pretend everything's venomous."
I think where we live, if it's a rattlesnake, and that's it. That's the only one that.
Yeah, that's what I was telling them. I'm like, if you hear the rattling, just get the fuck out of there.
So fortunately, we don't live in a spot that has like coral snakes or some kind of shit where it doesn't rattle and you don't really know. It's just like a rattlesnake, and then everything else should be non-venomous here.
Yeah.
Where we live.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm like, why don't we just stick to like lizards? Those seem to be pretty good, and if they bite you, like nothing much is going to happen from a lizard bite.
No, just don't pick up a Gila monster. Just leave those alone.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, there's not. Yeah,
I don't think they live in Arizona. Not
yeah, but yeah, the little lizards that we have around. So, yeah, we have that going on, and then my wife is like, oh well. So we looked up and we started showing them Steve Irwin on YouTube, like whole episodes and stuff. Crocodile Hunter. I guess I forgot or I didn't realize like that shit was raw as fuck back in the day.
Oh yeah, he's like, remember he like would break a finger and he would like snap it back and tape it on. It was like, holy shit.
And he's like, we need to get the croc here, so let's. I found a couple pig carcasses, and he pulls out his fucking Bowie knife. It's like 14 inches long. They showing it on TV. He literally stabs it into the pig and starts cutting along the flesh. And they're showing this. I'm like, whoa! And my kids are like, ah! I'm like, holy shit! They showed us this on Discovery Network or wherever it was.
Yeah, it was just like it was game on.
Oh man, this guy was wild, and yeah, they definitely. It's not as definitely like talk about reality TV. That was, I mean, I'm sure it was edited and produced, but like
I remember him breaking.
They gave it to you pretty raw.
It was like sideways and shit, and you would snap it back and tape it together and keep going. I was like.
And then his wife was in on the crazy too.
Yeah.
He would just be like in a swamp looking for a gator or a croc and just like swimming around in mud. He's like, I could feel takes his shoes off. He's like swimming fully clothed. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, I don't know.
It's just the most venomous snake in the world. He's like getting down face to face.
He's like,
do you have the antivenom on you?
And he's like telling him, he's like, it's okay. He's talking to the snake. He's like, it's fine. I'm not going to hurt you. He's like, it's really calm. And he's like twisting around his fucking neck.
Like, one of my favorite memes is like the petting, like the water pets, where you could pet the sea animals.
Yes.
And it's like a stingray and the guy's like with his fist balled up. He's like, they're still letting you know, we still got shooters out there. Steve Irwin. He's going to punch the fucking stingray.
But it wasn't like the stingray, didn't the barb like just hit him in some kind of a freak way or something? Yeah.
Oh shit.
How old was he when he now we're gonna
I'm gonna say late 40s.
When he died? Well, he died in 2006. He was
oh shit.
Oh yeah.
I'm guessing 48.
He let's see here. Why isn't it not? Here we go. 44.
Oh,
oof, that's brutal. That's it's got a couple kids there.
Yep.
Oh man, when did he start this show?
I remember I was young watching. It was like after school we used to watch it.
Yeah. Let me see. It doesn't. When years active, 1991. So he started when he was like 29, basically.
Yeah, he had like the zoo or whatever. Yeah.
Wow.
I swear, I used to watch him after school. It was after
what was it on? Like
Discovery? I don't know.
It must have been on Discovery.
Did they even have that back then? I don't know. Fucking A, I don't
Animal
know.
Planet.
Oh yeah, okay.
Animal Planet. That makes sense. Yeah, I think Discovery ended up purchasing that. So
it's probably back when DirecTV was brand new.
Yeah. Like we invented the satellite. Okay, he was filming some sort of documentary series called The Ocean's Deadliest. Oh boy, didn't age well.
Oh man, a little foreshadowing.
Yeah. A little bit. Yeah, okay. He was married. Let's see. His wife is still alive. She's 59 now. So they, yeah. Anyway, rip Steve Irwin.
Rip.
But yeah, so we some of the Croc stuff is a little bit. It's so those things are fucking huge. He would have like 6, 7 grown ass men like sitting on this croc to try to wrestle this thing.
Saltwater crocs too. You're like, holy shit.
He's like, all right, I'm gonna just. It has this like old rope and a stick. He's like, I'm gonna put this in its mouth. I'm like, oh, what are you doing? Are you trying to fucking lose your appendages? What's going on here? He just,
speaking of that, so you remind me, we play a little fantasy football with my brother.
Oh yes,
and I have a running
he's all
back.
in on the Dolphins.
I know. So I have a running back, Nick Chubb. Really decent running back. I was down yesterday, but he was playing, and he was running it up. It was like the first quarter. He had 64 yards. He was rolling
on the Monday night game.
So
nice.
I was cooking some salmon. So I walked away to the barbecue to check the salmon. Came back, and I was like, "Oh, there's somebody on the ground." And I was like, "Please tell me that's not Nick Chubb on the fucking ground." But I was seeing. I was like, "What happened?" I was like, maybe he's just. And they're like, all I could hear was Troy Aikman going like, "Oh, they're like Joe Buck and Troy Aikman like, well, we are not going to show the replay. It's as bad as you think it is." And I was like, "Oh my god, he's done for the year." Fuck. I mean, if I hear that, he's done for the year. And then you can hear like kids. He plays for the Browns, and they're in Pittsburgh, and you hear the Pittsburgh crowd go on the thing, and I was like, "Fuck!"
Oh,
I mean, is this Blake laying next to him? I mean, fucking it. Dude. And they're like cheering him and shit, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Oh man.
So I said, "Call my dad." I was like, "He's done." I mean, that's what it sounds like. I mean, my dad's like, "Did you not see it?" I was like, "I walked away." He's like, "Let me show you." I was like, "I mean, just tell me." And they said it to me. I was like, "Oh my god, it was disgusting." I was like, "Oh,
what
happened?"
Fucking,
his knee went this way, the wrong bent.
Oh, fuck that!
Yeah, this guy hit him. And
fuck that shit. I don't like that. That stuff. Hard pass.
No, I was like, oh, but that's like, well, there goes the. This is why I hate fantasy.
Can you drop him? Can you drop him real quick? Maybe someone will pick him up. Some idiot not knowing before he gets flagged.
I did think about proposing a trade, but I did think about that. I was like, Thomas, you want to trade for running back?
Speaking of being out, the Otani of the Angels.
Oh, that's right.
There has been some hot drama coming around on the baseball front for the Angels. Now, Otani, if you don't know, he pitches. He's a MVP caliber. He's one of the best pitchers in the game. He's also one of the best hitters in the game, but he's the same player.
Yeah,
targeted to make $600-700 million contract next year when he's coming due. All of a sudden, some news pops out that his locker's just been totally cleaned out. No explanation.
Yep.
Comes out today, elbow surgery.
It was oblique too, wasn't it? It was like an oblique strain or something like that, and then it was elbow surgery, which we knew he had a problem with his elbow, like he had the UCL nerve or whatever it was. Which, but just to clean out his locker. That's your star. He's been your face. He's made the Angels a ton of money just being there with.
Yes,
that's the whole. I mean, he basically has a whole country pulling for him, and probably if they're in town, will come see the game just to watch Otani.
Exactly.
And then you just clean his locker.
Treat him like shit.
And then say if Trout's willing to go, we'll trade him.
What are they just trying to burn it down on the ground? They're like fucking Musk with Twitter, dude. The Angels, man, they're wilding. They're wilding right now.
And they had a chance to trade Otani and like make some moves at the deadline, but they were, in the race, quote unquote, in the race, and so they held pat and made a move that even made their farm system worse. It was like being in the race, they were still out of it. I mean, they were, but it's like
it was a fringe. It was a fucking Hail Mary of an attempt.
It reminds me of like back in the day, the students that are like, if I get a 95 on the final, I will pass the class. It was like, but you haven't got anything above a D+. So what makes you think you're going to get a 95 now?
You need to take that old withdraw. Get the old W.
Get the LW.
Get the old W on that report card there, because I'll tell you what. if you're only pulling C- at best, there's no way you're pulling a 95 out of your ass to make it happen. Especially you're studying. Oh, you haven't been. Oh, you're just going to wing it again.
You haven't even looked
at.
Okay. Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh, you didn't even have a Scantron. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hey, I'm looking to score a 95. By the way, do you have a Scantron I can borrow and a number 2 pencil? Oh man, and it did feel like if in school, if you had to ask in college, if you had to ask for the Scantron, like people just knew that you weren't prepared. Like, I mean, it was pretty obvious.
Where it's like you open up, it's like I thought I had another one, but you just have the wrapper in your hand. You're like,
yeah,
oh, fuck, I gotta ask.
Oh boy. And then we're so poor, they literally sell these things like singles for, like 60 cents or whatever. Yeah. And you're like, oh, do I have some change in my car?
One of my ashtrays scratched up the change on my car.
Can I scrape together a couple quarters? I got a test this afternoon. I got to dig some change out of my fucking car, pick up the floor mats and find a couple quarters under there to go front for a Scantron.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not all of us were rolling deep and could afford the 5-pack for a $2.95. We had to buy the Lucy's. We buy the Lucy's on that. But yeah, so you're in fantasy. I know you have taken a break from the fantasy football, but now
I was asked to come out of retirement. I was a little reluctant, but I was basically
you were goaded to do it.
Well, you need to do it. You're the last hope, and I was like, all right, I'll come in.
How's it been going for you besides your running back getting murdered?
Well, 1-1 now because I was going to win, but then the guy was on pace to take the I was going to take the W basically. All he had to do was
get a couple more touches.
Yeah, and then it was like boom, done right before I can get it. I was like, oh well, fuck. And what drives me nuts is I made that classic mistake. When you have points on the bench. So I lost by like 5 points or some shit like that. And I had like 75 points on the bench. I was like, fuck me.
And do they lock it? Now, the Monday night game is the last game of the week?
Yeah.
Or is it the first game of the week?
It's the last game.
Okay.
Thursday is the first game.
And Thursday.
But they don't lock it. They don't lock it. They'll lock it for that. If you have that player, they'll lock it. But other than that, you can still make changes,
Okay. So Saturday you can go in and adjust. If it's the Sunday night game, you can go in and take that player off the bench or make some
as long as your bench players haven't played yet either. Okay. As long as it's open.
Okay.
But yeah.
It's always tough to see them. That is one thing that just would really grind you out is like so much potential, so many points that could have been scored, but you
on the fucking bench,
you mismanaged that.
Yeah, I mismanaged it. Yeah,
you mismanaged it.
It was like okay, because like this line, I was like okay, I have the Hawkinson, who's the Minnesota Vikings tight end, but he's playing the Eagles, which is a good defense.
Mm-hmm.
Travis Kelce is expected to come back.
Oh,
okay. Well, then I'm going to swap out Kelce for Hawkinson because they're playing the Jaguars. He's running high off of Dayton Taylor Swift, so he's got to have the juices. He's got to have.
I would be juiced to the fucking max if I was hanging out with Taylor Swift.
Yeah. So he's got it now.
Is that an official rumor or is this speculation?
I don't know. I think it's still speculation.
Okay.
The lame ass announcers were like, this is what drives me nuts about announcing.
Oh, they try to work in the song lyrics.
Yeah,
and
you found a blank space out there. It's like,
oh yeah. Oh, is he going to be able to shake it off?
Shake it off.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
Okay. Oh my god. Just that shit makes
enough.
Nothing's worse than Chris Collinsworth, but that's pretty damn close.
Here's a guy who really needs to shake it off.
They think they're so clever too, and it's like, oh god.
Do you think they're writing that stuff themselves, or there's got to be some writers that's kind of punching up the script a little bit?
Have some integrity. Be like, I am not reading this. It's bullshit.
I refuse to bring this joke on air.
I have some respect for myself and the game.
Is Steve Young still around in the commentary box, or is he?
No, he got fired from ESPN, so I haven't seen it. I mean, I don't know if he's surfaced elsewhere, but I haven't seen
it. He got hosed from...
Yeah, Randy Moss, they had that big mass layoff.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Now they have Scott Van Pelt, running Monday night.
Oh, man, that guy's. He's
I know. I was like, what the fuck?
Well, this guy was like one of the original.
Oh, yeah, remember Linda Cohn? She's still running it too. She was like one of the first female.
Wow.
I was like, oh shit, she's still around too. I was like, wow.
He should be in a more like he should be in some sort of executive, like he should be only getting the really cush, like the Brian Gumbel type of like,
yeah,
they give him the layup interviews of the really big stuff where he's talking
like Chris Berman. That guy does.
Yeah.
I don't know why that guy's still around.
Back. I'm glad they took him off the fucking home run derby. That was enough. But it was every single one too. Everyone back. I'm like, dude, your voice.
You're the home run derby. We know it's back.
We know it's back. It's the goal of the fucking event. Is to go back. We don't need to hear it every time.
Or when you do football, whoop, 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 whoop. It's just like, oh my, he's doing Three Stooges on the fucking camera.
And his shitty fucking suits as well, like the most ill-fitting suits that he can manage. I'm like, this thing could fit around a refrigerator. Why are you wearing it? It's just huge. It's like the biggest suit.
Oh shit! Yeah, I don't know. This ESPN drives me nuts. But
they have. I mean, despite their like creating a new category and a new type of entertainment, they have just squandered it away. I mean, they have made themselves.
I was just talking to my dad
irrelevant.
about this. I said, I think they are, because that's what he keeps saying, they're irrelevant. And I was like, they are. I said, he was like, I don't know. I was like, they were the only game in town. They created it, and it was a great idea, and they were the only game in town.
How could
and
you
they were
fuck
good.
it up?
And now they have every. I mean, I said, if you ever go on ESPN now, they have a fucking different show every like hour, and it's like. Pardon interruption, and then it's like first take, and then it's some other fuck. And there's just one where I saw him, it was like a bunch of fucks sitting around a desk with computers up, like in tennis shoes and jeans, and
it's just like a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but they're not like sitting facing the camera. One guy's like sitting on the side, just kind of. It's like it'd be like you and I going to a fucking Starbucks and chatting about football with the
You're
camera
just in the
on.
garage, and we're happen to be recording it.
yeah. It's like, what the hell is this shit? And who are these fuckers? They don't know that, this like, this is what I would do. But it's like, and here's the crazy thing that I also hear. They're talking about point spreads and, and covering the spread and, I'm like, what?
All the gambling stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, this is sponsored by DraftKings. They covered the spread. After the Rams, because the Rams kicked a field goal with, like 4 or 6, whatever chump change left on the clock.
Yeah.
To go down by 7. That's all I talked about was the Rams kicked the field goal, so the Niners didn't cover the spread because they were 7.5 favorites, so they didn't cover the spread. Did McVay know it and was being a jerk? It's like, yeah, I'm sure he made his fucking game plan around Vegas's money line.
Yeah, I mean, the Manning cast isn't on ESPN, right?
ESPN 2. Now, I do enjoy the Manning cast.
I hear good things about that.
It's a great show.
Is it mostly because they're roasting each other, or they're such football knowledge powerhouses? Those two,
their knowledge, and it's kind of like,
and
it'd be like if you or I were get on it, and it would be like, or it's like, and then they have guests, and they kind of shoot the shit, but it's still like
they still talk about the game, but it's not play by play kind of thing. It's
no, just things will happen. And he'll be like, oh, you know what? He should have done this. Or
okay.
Or he'll make they'll say stuff like like last year when the Cowboys kicker, and now Rams kicker, but anyway, Cowboys kicker missed
Wait, the Rams signed that guy?
Yeah, because the other kicker left. Because they didn't have a fucking kicker.
Did he miss like 9?
He missed like 4 in a row or some shit like that. Oh. And like Peyton Manning's like, can you cut a guy at halftime? Like he does shit like that, Where like, and they've gotten in trouble before. Like, so one of the first ones, like Peyton was talking shit, and Eli did the double like on camera, did that.
Oh shit!
So they said 3 people reported at the FCC, so they had to make an apology, right? It was just like. Someone else got pissed off because they're interviewing Marshawn Lynch. And there was a play that happened, and the guy like did this crazy fumble. He's like, what the fuck? Like on that. And he's like, so they go through it, they go to commercial, like whatever it was, they come back, and Peyton's like, well, I have to apologize for the language. I didn't say it. I don't know why I have to apologize, but it's like.
And you have Marshawn Lynch on. What do you think is going to
I
happen?
know. What do you think? They have Snoop Dogg on. They do
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's like, and these guys are they're pretty damn live. So it's like,
Yeah, you can't be running that on too much of a delay, or else it just doesn't make it fun.
Like, come on, just really. I mean, you can pick up hot mics and stuff, but it's good back and forth. Like, so he did the double bird. So then last Monday or the first Monday they were on, whatever fucking Monday that was, and it was a Jets game, and there was something going on. They panned to the crowd, and the Jets fan was like doing this clearly at somebody. So then they cut away. He's like, "Oh, hey, Eli, that looks like you." He's like, "Oh, wait a minute, I do double, so I'm elevating it. He's only doing a single." It's like shit like that.
And they try to recreate it with A-Rod and
Michael
a few other.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. So the baseball one's not going over as well. It's not as big of a hit.
No, I mean, is A-Rod really likable?
Every time I hear him, he sounds like a fucking douchebag. He's just like an asshole.
He is. I mean, sometimes I've seen him break down hitting and stuff like that. It's like, okay,
I'm not saying he's not a great baseball mind.
No, I know. It's just
yeah.
I mean, that's the only gem you can really get. And then you got to sift through a bunch of shit to get that.
Yeah. I saw something that the Braves had Tom Glavine, Smoltz, Chipper Jones, and one other person on, and that seemed to be a really cool broadcast to hear. Those three guys on. If you like the Braves and that era of baseball, they were all jawing back and forth, and
you gotta have some chemistry with
really.
The guys. Not like Michael Kay, who's the Yankees announcer in A-Rod. Just because he played for the Yankees doesn't mean they're gonna have chemistry. The Mannings, I mean, they're brothers, right? So they've obviously grown up a lifetime, so they could talk shit to each other.
Yeah, yeah.
You just put two people together, and it's like, okay, this is why ESPN is relevant. What could be greater than A-Rod, a Yankee, and the Yankees announcer? That.
Yeah, at least it wasn't fucking Sterling. Is that guy still alive, or he's kicked it? Has he kicked it?
I think he's still alive. Didn't he get hit in the head with a baseball?
Oh yeah! Oh, he got domed. He got domed on that one. Oh, speaking of kicking at the, this brings it back to my brother's party. My parents were there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they can show up for my brother's events, but not mine.
Yeah.
And my mom's walking around, and she goes, "Okay, now here's our house keys." I'm like, so I go to my brother. I'm like, "Okay, Mom thinks she's gonna die next week, so she's making sure that we can access the house and everything there." She's giving house keys out to everybody around.
Did you get that?
Okay. Yeah, I did, surprisingly.
Oh.
They're like, this opens this part, it opens this, it opens this, it opens this. And then I'm like, does it open the actual house? If I have to go up to your house, I'm not going to check out the pool or the guest house or the garage. Does it get into the house?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. And I'm like, so it gets into everything? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, why did you have to list out everything? You just said it opens every fucking door that we have. But, so now I have those keys. I think my mom has some, she's like, I'm 63, and I'm like, okay, whatever, Mom.
You're on the clock? I mean, you're on desk clock now?
I'm like, what's going on? Did you see the doctor and you're not telling me something? What's going on here? Why are you giving me these keys? So now I have the keys. And the mailbox, I'm like, if I have to go up there for emergency, I think checking the mail is not going to be the first thing.
That's the last on my priorities.
The last thing I'm going to do is
I'm going to take a dip and a swim first and do a couple laps in the pool before I check the mail.
Gonna get my laps in for the day there. Go check out some of my Pokemon cards that you have in storage in the garage or something. I should probably try to get my hands on those, huh?
Oh yeah, especially OG ones.
Do you think a binder full of them? And I kept them in pretty good condition. How much do you think could I get $500 for it?
Oh, yeah, easy. I mean, I think. Do you have Charizard? Did you have Charizard?
I'm pretty sure I have this. I wouldn't say it's a 10. We definitely played them, but we kept them in sleeves if they were good.
Yeah, I mean, let me see.
I'd be willing to bet I have some first editions. I don't think I have a first edition Charizard holographic or anything, but I'm sure I have some first edition of the OG Pokemon cards.
So it's base set. I mean, shit. Even if you had Ungraded. Well, you said, let's just say you had the first edition Charizard.
Okay.
Ungraded, $2,000.
What?
Oh yeah,
$2,000.
Yeah, the OG shit is crazy.
I need to get these things.
The OG stuff is like, even if you had just let's just say base set, I mean that's probably what we would have had. Well, let's just say base set 2. Let's say you had the second run of Charizard. So ungraded is like $150. If it's a 7, which means it's in decent condition, it's $215. If you had like a 9, it's like almost $700.
I want to put minimal effort in, but I want to. I don't want to just give it to someone for $500 to get fleeced. I should go through and I should take a look at what I have, pull out the good shit, and try to sell the other stuff in bulk, and then maybe like see what the other one. Take them to a card shop.
Yeah, card shop. I mean, sometimes I would take them to the card shop and just, hey, what's this worth? And they'll be like, oh, okay, I'll give you like, and you'd be like, okay, it's about half of what it is. I'll just double it, whatever it is.
Yeah. But I don't have time to like, unless they're like, oh, I think this could be a 10 or something, like, then I would actually
the card shop I go to, like he's pretty good about that. He'll be like, if you want to submit a grading, just talk to me first. I'll look at it and let you know if it's worth your time.
Yeah, like he knows what a 7 looks like versus a 9
his whole
or
fucking
something.
life. Yeah, he's pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, there's the new there's a new Pokemon set coming out this Friday. Jeffrey is
James is going on it.
James is going. Jeffrey, they're gonna do a pack
Joe
battle.
getting in on this?
Joe's not getting on it. It's not Pokemon. Joe's out of Pokemon. He's all sports.
He's all into sports cards. Now, this might be a really dumb question. Do people still play the game, or is it just about the cards?
I don't know. I mean, I swear they do. Some people do play the game. Most people will just leave it because it's like,
okay.
Well, actually, you're right. So some of them do play because Jeffrey will be on Whatnot, which is an app where you can like buy cards and stuff.
Okay.
It's dangerous, dude. He racked up a bill one time, and I was like,
"Oh my god, is this the new cell phone like going over your minutes thing?" But he's on this app.
Yeah, basically. He's like, "Oh, here's a card. I like this. It's $1. Boom, $1. Boom." And but you bid it, and it's like real quick. Like it'll go through like sudden death, and if people will bid, it'll fire.
And then $15 gone like just like that, like in seconds.
All of a sudden, it's like I was in it for like $180. I was like, I saw it. I was like, what the hell? I was like, what?
And you hope you get sniped at the last second?
No, I was like, the bill, like at the end of the day, I saw the charge. I was like, $180. What the fuck happened?
How many cards did he get for that?
Oh, dude, it was
like 50.
It was like a whole week of just like, it was like Christmas. It was just coming in. I was like, what the fuck, man?
That's hilarious. Okay,
I was like, he's got to be super
because I mean, me and my brother would like play each other. Like, oh, they have the energy cards, and you need like 3 Pikachu energies to do the move, and the Charizard. And it's like we would play the game, and I remember there being tournaments
on that
would
happen.
App,
on the Whatnot app, they'll have like LP guys. This is LP, and I'm like, what the hell's that mean? Jeffrey's like lightly played, like he's got the lingo down. Like MP is moderately played. They do that kind of shit.
Okay, so I would say all my cards are probably LPs.
Oh yeah, so you're probably like, well, I'd probably have to ask Jeffrey.
5 to 7
he's
or
like
something.
The fucking Rain Man of
okay.
Of
well, it sounds like I need to take these spare keys that my mom gave me, go up there and get my Pikachus out of there.
So if you got like a Pikachu with their hold on,
first edition Pikachu. I feel like I feel like I have that card.
I think like there's one that's like
do they have like misprints or they accidentally put
they got some of them. So if you got
one of Misty's tits is hanging out in the back.
Oh yeah, the band card. Dude, if you got Pikachu with the red cheeks, if it's like a 9, $650.
Jesus. Okay, I need to get these cards.
Yeah, the Pikachu. I forgot about the Misty where she was naked or whatever it was, and it's like the band.
Is there really? I totally made that up. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. There's a band card. It was like naked Misty.
Oh shit! I'm going for that one.
Let's frame it.
Crank to it. Do you think you could crank to it? Is she looking naughty?
the nostalgia. Woo!
Like, oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's like there's a new set coming out. Well, actually, the set's called 151. the first 151 Pokemon. So Jeffrey's like foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, that's juicy.
So he's like,
I like that.
I'm ready for it. But they have like misprints and stuff. Like there's some of them people look for where it's like the thing cut it halfway, so you have half of a card and half of a card, and basically one card. Jeffrey was telling me all about it. Cool. I was like, all right, well, we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I need to try to get my hands on these cards, and I might as well get my sports cards back because, I mean, I'm not going to really keep collecting them, so I might as well try to offload them and make some cash money.
Yeah. Now, if it's,
I mean, like a Chipper Jones rookie card, I'm going to keep that, but like I probably have some other ones that I could not care too much about losing. I'd rather have the money.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Awesome. Well, something to look forward to on future episodes of Chip and Cern Show. But we're wrapped for this. We're my Pokemon trading card adventure. But we're wrapped for this week, folks, ladies and gents. If anybody has that Misty Titty hanging out card, send it my way. We'll send you a hat.
Email us at chipandcernshow@gmail.com. We'll,
there you go. Absolutely. Let me see it. Catch it one more time, baby. Hell yeah. Trying to catch that titty. Anyway, until next time, I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
Cheers.